Hi, welcome back to the Dare Show podcast, where I talk music, I talk music reviews, I do music reviews. Let's talk a little pop culture right now. Sex and the City. Dot, dot, dot. And just like that. And just like that, I beat that bitch's ass. That's the hood version. So, anyways, I am not, I am not a Sex and the City connoisseur. I have not been keeping up with the Kardashians or the Sex and the Cities. With the girls, Carrie, Miranda, Charlotte, and Samantha. I just started watching it because, I'm only talking about it just like that. So this is coming from a new perspective of a person who finds stuff interesting, and I find like little weird stuff very alarming, and I like a good storyline. I like a good show with women. That's my thing. So, like I said, I watched partially watched the first Sex and the City movie. The soundtrack was popping. I know Jennifer Hudson was on, and I'm in love. And then I heard Sierra. And I heard Fergie in the first couple of minutes of the movie. I was like, "Ooh, these are buzz." I'm gonna have to go check the. That's what I'm going to do. Check out the first soundtrack. Excuse me. But anyways, so I watched a little bit of the first part and of the movie, and wow, um, it got crazy real quick. So, anyways, let's talk about it just like that. So, I'm very late to it just like that because I don't have HBO Max, and I'm not like a Sex and the City person, so I'm like, I don't think I really want to watch it. But I ended up watching it. I ended up pretty much really liking it. My overall thesis and thought is Carrie's widow journey is the least entertaining part of this show. Like, I love how Carrie is the show, and, the show is based around Carrie, but she's so fucking boring compared to, Miranda and her infidelity, quote unquote infidelity, and, Charlotte and her, children issues, her children transitioning and all of that jazz. Like, that was the least. Carrie's, which is sad. Like, how does death not be the most entertaining? Because I think a part of that, that thing for me with Carrie was she wasn't distraught enough. Carrie wasn't sad enough for me to be like, oh, her husband passed. It was just like, okay, your husband passed. And you're a little sad, but you out here working and then making, your husband passed jokes. I was like, I don't really know. So from the gate, Nicole Ari Parker. Okay, so my thought was Nicole Ari Parker was Pikey. Samantha, she's not on the show anymore, right? Or not with the series anymore, right? So my assumption with all, the media stuff was that Nicole was kind of stepping in as, a replacement, but that wasn't the deal. The whole diversity thing was, since Samantha's out, a lot of people, are falling off of their wagon on the Sex and the City, blink, blink. They're all falling off, so let's add more diversity and different elements of the world to Sex and the City, which I'm like, okay, cool. Which is like, now I'm like, okay, cool. Because I'm like, I thought Nicole Ari Parker was going to be it. First of all, Nicole, her voice was so fucking deep. I was like, what the hell was that? In the first, scene, her first scene. I'm like, oh, okay, why is her voice so deep? And then the French fry thing, maybe that's like a Sex and the City inside joke, but I'm like, girl, why are you eating this girl's French fry? Can I have a piece of French fry, please? I was like, what the hell? What was that? Skipping ahead, Miranda and Shay Diaz, right? So was a bit more of a modern take, I think. Not being, Che is doesn't identify with, a pronoun or doesn't identify with a sex, but that was like situationship, sex thing. Like, I was very confused. I didn't think they were actually in a relationship because, Che for a moment was like, we're not in a relationship. And then she's like, oh, I love you. I'm like, okay, so I guess they're in a relationship now. It was weird. It was weird to see, but seeing Miranda so checked out of her marriage, so unhappy with her marriage, just like any little thing, like, the professor and her husband were, kissing. And she's like, oh, black love. I love it. I'm like, girl, they're just kissing. Like, Miranda is so unhappy. And so, I'll talk about that later. She's just so unhappy. And so, like, checked out of her marriage that anything is just like getting it. Okay. So we'll talk about, the old and the young thing in a few seconds. But Miranda in that violent orgasm with Che Diaz while Carrie is sitting there bedridden because of her damn back when, she climbing up the stairs with an umbrella wearing, 5-inch stilettos. Like, girl, we could have made it make a little sense. It didn't make any sense. But anyways, that was a lot. Carrie's acting, what's her name? I'm going to call her Carrie because I'm forgetting her name. Sarah Jessica, her acting with like mad, maybe that's just like the white woman coming out, but it was just like not convincing at all. It was just like, I'm relying on the script to lead me through. And I was just like, oh, she was like, I am upset. I am sitting in my own pee while you're having sex with my boss. Also, that was a little weird. At the end of the day, that was weird. But I guess, TV always wants to make it slightly weird and slightly relatable sometimes. Your best friend is having an affair with your boss. Do what now? Like, we're in the hood. We in the hood now, baby. So Miranda, that violent orgasm was a lot. It was a lot. It was... I think that's what really made me want to start do a little review on it, because I'm like, that was a lot. And that made me, I was like, damn, do I need a Che Diaz in my life? Where do I sign up? But I guess when, you just been deprived. Just a little, just a touch. Just a touch, my God, will make you do all of that. What's next? I find it very ironic and very funny, and like how it coincide Miranda's drinking problem. Who said that? Somebody's like, I don't have a drinking problem. And I always like repeat that in my head. Miranda's drinking problem coincides with Charlotte being like, girl, you got a drinking problem. And then Miranda's like drinking and drunk ordering all of these books and stuff, how to like get sober. And she's blaming it on Charlotte. And Charlotte's like, girl, I got bigger issues than your drinking problem over here. I found that very funny. The whole premise, I guess the whole premise was, my opinion is, we don't know where we're going to go with this. So let's just, make Carrie single again so we can have, I guess, more fun, because I guess you're more fun single than you are married. It'll make it more interesting, I guess. But the whole, like, big dying, I was not expecting that. Like, I knew it was going to happen, but I wasn't expecting it to be in the first fucking episode. But here we are. Yeah, that was a lot. I was just like, oh, okay. Big passed away. So this is where we're going with this. All right. And now she's a widow. about to beat what's her name? Natasha's ass. Like, Carrie was so fake. She's like, I'm gonna beat your ass, Natasha. And then she sees Natasha, she starts running like, oh my goodness. That was too much. Natasha's like, leave me the fuck alone. You're in my job. That was funny. That was funny. And just like that, I walked myself home. And I was like, girl, what the hell is this? But then I watched the first movie and I'm like, okay, she says, and just like that so many fucking times. So I'm guessing, it's a Sex in the City thing. Get on board. Oh my God. What's the name? Charlotte's daughter or son's, Rod, I believe she changed the name changed to, when Rod's teachers were like, girl, get on board or get off the pot or get it thrown in the ocean, because they were like, yeah, so we're here to help Rod, discover herself and nurture and protect. And they're like, the parent and Charlotte and her old ass husband's like, what the hell? What y'all talking about? So they're like, you need to get on board or get off the pot or get it thrown off the ship, baby, because we're moving on without you. So yeah, Miranda. Like I said, Miranda was just so unhappy. Uh, did I write anything else about Miranda? I don't think so. She was just so unhappy, and it was so weird. Can we talk about the old? Okay, so my thing is, these women have like old husbands. And the thing is, I don't know if it's like the makeup or like the hair and stuff, but the show makes them seem like still very vibrant, sexy, beautiful women, except for the hair color. Oh my God. The first like, what was it, like 6 or 7 episodes of the hair, Miranda and Carrie's hair, at the end I realized, oh, they were like being, gray positive or whatever the fuck that was. But I'm like, Carrie's hair was like 5 different colors, and it was so distracting. We'll talk about the facelift in a second, but the hair color, it was just like, what the hell is going on here? Can y'all please do something? How you gonna wear, Manolo Blahniks with, 5 different colored hair? Anyways, my thing is, there's, like I said, the show makes them seem like vibrant and sexy and full of wearing, women, but then they have like these old husbands who, does Steve have a disorder, or does Steve have a like thing, a mental delay or something? Like, Steve, baby, when Steve was like, when Miranda was telling Steve she wanted a divorce, it seemed like Steve was like cracking jokes. He was like having like a mental delay moment, like his mental delay was just flaring up. It's just like, girl, put your hearing aid in and pay attention. I was just like, what is going on here? Like, it was so weird to watch. But then I'm like looking, I saw in the first movie, child, they was going through some shit. And I saw a comment that was saying like, Steve, Miranda was too good enough for Steve, and I'm like, I don't know what that was about, but it definitely was very sad to see like this. Like, Miranda was giving it. She was giving it. She was giving you orgasm. She was giving you character. She was giving you sad. She was giving you extremely depressed. She was giving it to you. Shout out to Miss Nixon. Like, get it, girl. She was really giving it. Actually, now that I think about it. Miranda, I feel like Steve wasn't I was just like, why are y'all with these old men? At least, Charlotte was still, fucking her man. But besides Miranda, and then Big, something about Big was very uncomfortable for me watching him, because he just seemed like, it just seemed like he didn't care so much. Like, he was just so, maybe that's just like a straight man thing. Like, he just was so nonchalant about like Carrie's friends. Like, can we go? Because I want to, he's like, oh, you want to go? He's like, nah. It was just like, I don't know. I'm not going to talk too much about that. But anyways, but just like, why are they with these old men? Is it for money? But I'm like, I don't think it was for money. I think someone told me like one of them, Charlotte had money before before her husband. But I'm just like, that whole Steve thing was just so jarring and weird to watch. And then he's like, we're always going to be married. It's like, no, you're going to be gone. And it's just like so crazy that he's just like stuck and like happy being stuck. And she's just like expressing, oh my God, child. When she was like, finger me, daddy. And he's like, oh, right now? And it was just like the whole, white man thing. Let me go wash my hands. Let me go clean the fingertips. And, oh, you like it like this? And she's like, oh, girl, it ain't happening. It's like, yeah, you need the ethnic finger, baby, to give you a good soaking. What else? The disagreements and the fights were nasty. I was like, is this the Real Housewives or are these friends? Like, that's one of the main reasons why I was like, let me go watch some previous stuff because their fights were really nasty. Like, I thought these were like friends, like, oh, we good, we support each other, but, we support each other in like a nice, friendly way, but they were like getting nasty and like walking off. And it was just like, whoa. Especially like Miranda and Charlotte. Like, oh my God. That was like, oh my God. So I was just like looking at, I feel like the only storyline, side storyline. By the way, Mario Cantone, hilarious. All of his scenes, hilarious. Like, can we add more of him next season? Because it did get picked up. It did get picked up. It did get picked up. It was picked up for a second season. What is wrong with me? Mario's scenes, every freaking scene Mario was in was absolutely funny. Absolutely hilarious. More than, all of everybody else's. Like, Charlotte was kind of funny, but it wasn't Mario Cantone funny, baby. And Mario looked so delicious. He looked so good. So Nicole and then the professor storyline. I was like, where are we going with this? Because, okay, they want to have a baby, then he doesn't want to have a baby, and she still does. Wait, no. Then he does, and she doesn't. Okay, cool black love thing. It was the black moment was when they were talking. You know how Miranda just fucked up every scene with the she was just messing up she was disruptive to the at first to the professor's life with the whole badge thing. She's black and you're white and I'm trying to be an ally. She's like, back up, girl. It's all right. We okay over here. And then to the text message reading through the car and them almost getting ran over. Running over the couple. He's like, I have a toddler. And then the whole black moment, they crack it. That was such a black moment, and I loved it. That was the black moment. They're like, he has a toddler. That was a good moment. I thoroughly enjoyed that part. But I was just like, where are we going with this? I feel like at the end of the day, looking at the whole picture, I feel like I was sort of out of touch with the rest of it's just like these sub-storylines that I kind of didn't need, or not that I didn't need, but it needed to weave into everybody else a little bit better, I felt like we saw, what's her name? We saw Nicole was a friend of Charlotte, or I think it was Miranda. Was Miranda? I forget. One of them. We saw, Nicole interact, and then, the abusive husband little situation that was coming off. It was coming off a little as abuse. I'm guessing we'll learn more next season. Or not. Oh, man, I'm gaining weight. Um, anyways, um, the facelift. I felt like that facelift scene was, child, we need to go into the studio and rewrite something quick. Because I don't know if Jessica's face actually looked like that. But to be honest, those women, they looked a mess. Those paparazzi pictures that came out, they looked a fucking mess. Like, and I'm like, isn't Sarah Jessica a skincare girl? Like, aren't you like L'Oreal skincare person? Like, what's going on here? What is going on here? Because you were looking a mess. And shout out if you noticed that, like, the first, like, 6 or 7 episodes, Carrie's face very definitely looked aged. And then it kind of looked different, like it wasn't aged, the last, like, 3 episodes. And I was like, oh. It's like the hair color changed and the facelift. I mean, and the face change. The facelift thing, it just seemed like they were reacting to the public's reaction of them looking like that. Like, we are beautiful. You look beautiful anyway. As older, as any old, what am I trying to say? You look beautiful no matter what age, and you're gracefully aging, and you look right. And it's just like, I don't know what to say. I guess if that's what you say. They just seem like a reaction to the paparazzi pictures. The neighbor episode, I don't know what that was for. It didn't make any sense to me. It was just like, okay, we got a filler episode with Carrie was just so not entertaining compared to the Rod turning, transitioning, or transitioning. I don't know specifically the words to say, but transitioning the identity. Miranda going through this like Che Diaz weed finger alcohol situation. I didn't realize how much weed, but it was a lot of weed. Che Diaz. Che Diaz as a person with Miranda is not that bad. But Che Diaz, as you know, seeing her professional life with the jokes. Oh my God, the jokes. Oh God, the jokes. The jokes were like, okay, the jokes were like mid. They were either flat or they were almost okay. The jokes were kind of, the weed was a lot. And then Che sings. I'm like, oh my God, is this the Che show? Or is this Sex and the City spinoff? Like, oh my goodness. But like I said, like, yeah, that neighbor storyline was so, like, what the hell is this? Why are y'all wasting my time with this? Was that the one I had to watch on my phone? I think one of the episodes I had to watch on my phone. I don't think that was the one. I was just like, oh, no, it wasn't. I talked about the divorce and how it was uncomfortable. I think that was it. One thing I did enjoy was Sarita. I just found out her name because I just read that, you know, it was nominated. I mean, it was renewed. And I'm going to watch. I kind of feel invested. I like binge watching it. Great time. Great, what was like 37 minutes, 30 minutes. Great timing. It looked great. HBO looked great. Like, the filming looked good. I kind of want to live in New York for a moment. Just a moment. But then I kind of don't. But I kind of do. But I kind of don't. Sarita. I really enjoyed Sarita's storyline. I'm not a smoker, Dad. Are you smoking? No, Dad, I don't smoke. That was funny. The whole, like, Indian thing, the Indian culture exposure was really cute, really fun, really great. Sarita is gorgeous. I don't know her name in the show, but she's the realtor. Carrie's realtor. Sarita's gorgeous. Sarita put all of them to shame, to be honest. Besides Mario. Mario and Sarita, yeah. They killed it. Sarita also had the finest man. Shout out to Serena for picking a good one. I don't know if that was her man. I couldn't keep up. It was like, was it her man or was she single? I don't know. Whatever. Her parents still wanting her to get married at 53. Hang it up. Hang it up. Okay? It ain't Oh, no. I'm sorry. She was, I think Sarita, wait. Yeah, the character is 50. It was like 53 or 55, something like that. No, 53. I think she's 53. Hang it up, mom and pop. Go home with it. I think that's all I have to say. I'm trying to think. Mario's storyline was really funny. The catering company with those man, and then Mario had to dress up as one of the delivery boys. Charlotte had a lot going on, trying to navigate Charlotte and her teeth. I don't know if Charlotte got new teeth or Charlotte's lip injections didn't settle because Charlotte had like this weird like talking lisp or something that was just so weird. Charlotte was very juicy. Oh, Charlotte was juicy. She was thick and juicy. Yeah. Sex in the City. I mean, and just like that. And just like that, it had me cracking. Really, the first one had me the one that had me cracking up was, and just like that, I walked myself home. All by myself. It's like, okay. But overall, like I said, the divorce thing, the widow thing was not expressed hard enough for me, but I'll be back next season. Shout out to and just like that. Let me know what you guys think about my commentary as a newbie to this series. I find it very incredible. I think what it's been 98 over 20 years, going on like 25 years that these women have been able to keep a job as these characters. That's incredible. And a security check, right? Especially with this resurgence of like, and just like that, I find it really cool. Did I, as a viewer, I can see the foursome energy. Child of Destiny. Shout out to Destiny Child. I can see the foursome energy being missed. But I did like the other people there. They just could have incorporated them a little bit better. I did like the other storylines. Replacing Samantha. Oh my God, Samantha and her ignoring Carrie when she said, I missed you, but then immediately responding when she said, I kissed the man. Child. And then the flowers at his funeral, that was a cute moment. That was a very touching moment. To keep Samantha in the loop, I guess. But how long is that gonna last? All right, that's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Watching. Thank you for listening to the Dare Show podcast. I'm on Apple Music. I'm on Spotify. I guess I'm in this new like TV review moment. I do music reviews. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Hit me up. I'm on Instagram at MyLoveMoneyTonight. YouTube. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. And just like that, I'm gone.
And I have this fierce single that Sammy McKinney and these little guys put together, baby. I got a single that'll make you jump up and dance. And if you can't dance to that, you got a hole in your soul, okay?